name is John Scavuzzo. I'm the third generation of this corporation. I actually have 4 sons, a daughter, a son-in-law, 2 daughter-in-laws, and 2 grandsons, all working at the facility. And of course, you can't forget my wife, the most important person. She's the owner of Scavuzzo's. And the purpose of this video is to show you that a brisket actually has a bone in it. This is considered a primal. It's just like a chuck or a rib or a round. It is one of the primals. And then once it's deboned, it becomes a subprimal. So the first cut they make is on what they call a dish, which is this portion of the fat that lays right up against the bone. This is used for trimmings. Then the second part is the actual bone. And this bone here goes all the way through and is actually part of the sternum of the animal. That bone right there on this particular one has 4 bones. 1, 2, 3, 4. Some only have 3. And then there's finger trimmings in between each one of these, which we'll get to in just a minute. Now this layer of fat that's on the primal is considered the decal. And the decal is about 1 inch, as you can see here, about 1 inch to maybe 3/4 of an inch thick. It actually protects the brisket for people that are barbecuing with the decal on. Once the brisket has been cooked or barbecued, normally the decal is removed and thrown away. All right, to remove the flat from the point, there's a seam in here that you just follow, and as you're cutting, it will just separate. Now what we have here now is a trimmed brisket flat and an untrimmed brisket point. Now we make 2 different types of points. We make an untrimmed or as-is point, and then we make a trimmed brisket point. The flats are normally used for sandwiches, and the points are normally used for burnt ends. All right, we're going to take this dropped brisket point and remove part of the fat that is between the flat and the point, removing more of the wedge fat that's in here. You can see how well marbled this is. This is a choice brisket. Sometimes this wedge fat gets down pretty deep into the point. They normally flip it over, and this fat right here is considered the sternum fat. And the sternum fat is located right here on the animal, and it's right where your sternum is, where the three or 4 bones connect on the rib cage. This sternum fat normally is pretty thick, so you want to trim most of that down. Other than that, brisket point. Brisket flat. Both very good pieces of meat. Very well marbled. You can also see how much waste there is in a brisket. This is probably close to about a 52% yield. Now, here again, between the bones are what we call finger trimmings. That's a completely boneless brisket with the sternum bone still left attached. Of course,